Yes.
I'd like to call a meeting to order for July 23rd, 2024. Would you please rise for my next item? Would you please join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty, and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Hunter.
Here.
Trustee Good.
Here. Move on to
Hand is on.
our visitors. Hi, Hannah. Thanks for being here tonight.
Hi there, thanks for having me.
And we'll move on. We have no minutes.
Real quick, where are we at with minutes?
They're being worked on. That's all I can tell you. Are you going to bills?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a couple bills I just wanted to bring your attention to. There was one that I just received. It's from the Daily Reporter, but it's dated from 2021, I think. It said when we had done bids and bid information had been put in that paper.
Huh.
So I did go back and I pulled to see if we had previously paid it. I could not find it. The only one I found that had been paid to them, I went back to 2021, was early in the year, and this one was later in the year. So it is in there. So when you come across that. And then Burnham and Flower sent a bill for April and May. But they have on there a past due balance, and I went back and looked, and everything that I've received prior to that has been paid. I did try to call them, but no matter what number you call, you just get recording. So I will send them an email and ask them to. So I'm only paying, I'm not paying any back money till we figure out what that was. So.
And I will make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes. Move on to our departments. Deputy Atkins.
Evening. My name's Dan Atkins. I'm the Community Liaison for the Sheriff's Office. The last 4 weeks, we took 306 runs in the township, did 26 reports, had 18 citations or arrests. We had 1 burglary and 600 blocks on the Bridgeport Road, 22 traffic crashes, 37 medic runs, 1 theft of tools, and 1 block at Pebble Beach. No missing persons, no stolens, 19 suspicious persons or vehicles, 2 vandalisms, 35 traffic offenses, and 1 motorcycle ATV complaint. A couple things I've been working on down Creamer Road with the road closure. See, she's let me know about that. So I've been down there trying to run laser stuff in around down there, trying to get the traffic slowed down a little bit. Questions? So I wanted the for Roberts, but the tree blocking up there in Oakhurst, I'll stop by there tomorrow and talk to them. Don't cut that much back.
Thank you. Did you know anything about that bush?
On that one, you could go in first
It's on the north,
right?
yeah, it's on the north corner, so we come out to Oakhurst, the northwest corner, right there on north. It's like 20 feet back, so I've seen it. You have a small car, you get that. So
Thank you. Hey, Rick.
We removed 2 trees on Avon Drive, clear brush on the corner of Boyd and Gay, brush mowing, trim trees, oak growth, equipment maintenance, and 1 burial.
go first. Do you know anything about 6912 London Grove Port Road? The weeds too. Robert was aware of it a couple weeks ago, but I don't know if it was right before he left for fair on vacation.
The state was mowing today. At 6912.
Yeah, there's a picture in this thing.
Oh, it's okay. I'll mention it to him this morning.
See, did we cover everything?
That was cut today.
Did you say you did something
That
on
was
Avon?
cut today on Avon.
Okay.
And Robert mentioned as soon as we got a chance, we're gonna start on the ditches, dipping.
All right. Anything else for Rick? Chief?
All right, Medic 231 still Braun. I haven't gotten an update on that. Medic 232, we had to replace an alternator, air conditioner line. We actually brought in a different company. It's called American Force. They actually come out and do the maintenance here in the station. So we're gonna try them out. I think their prices are a little bit cheaper than some of the people we've been using, and they had 3 service technicians out here and did the PM and replaced the alternator and fixed the air conditioner today. So I was very pleased with the service we got. And apparently they're servicing a lot of other fire departments, number of them in Pickaway County, and they're starting to pick up other ones. So we're giving them a shot. They did really good work.
Did you say American Forest?
American Force, yes.
Force.
Personnel wise, no issues. Equipment, still have fire gear ordered. Training, we continue to use Training House, and then paramedic school's ongoing. I have no updates on EMS billing. I'll have one for you next meeting now. But I do have a question about outdated and unused equipment. And I wasn't sure how to go about this. We have some older equipment that we don't use. And I put it on Gov deals to get rid of it. And I wasn't sure if I needed your approval to do that. And so for future reference, because it was on there for like 6-7 months. We finally had someone contact us to purchase it. And I wanted to make sure that I'm just following what you trustees would like me to do when it comes to that stuff like that we have outdated, and getting rid of it and getting it off our books. So I guess I'm asking for,
I think a resolution should be made to put things on gov deals.
okay. I hope that's okay for future, because we already did it this one time, and that I got a check for $2,000 for some equipment we got rid of though. So. Let's see, a couple other questions. I want to get a motion to spend up to $24,843. That's the amount of money we have for comprehensive physicals and cancer screening in the grant. I don't think it'll be that much, but we have all the bids that were submitted for opening tonight. So I'd like to make a motion to spend up to that amount, and then we'll go through the bids and see who's going to be the most appropriate and most responsive to this.
Let's do it all together, open them and award it instead of 2 separate motions.
Well, we're probably going to go through them, but I know we had that total amount, but we wanted to, because we're getting up against the window of spending the money. I wanted to just get that approved, and then we'll go through and figure out which ones are going to be the most appropriate. Because we actually had a number of the companies come in and presented to us, and then we had them submit their bids. So,
Which had the bids here tonight, so.
yes,
We
yeah,
can't,
they all submitted bids, yes.
we can't
What
wait.
he's saying, he wants to open them tonight, but then have a chance to go through them and compare it.
Will it be time for the next meeting to award them? You said you were on crunch time.
We can, we got to spend the money by the end of August. So,
We have an extra week in between the
Yeah.
next meeting.
yeah,
I'll make resolution 58 to spend no more than $24,843
yes,
for physicals and cancer screenings. Depending on the bid results.
bid reviews, yes.
And that money is from the grant,
Yes, the Fire Act grant, safety and health grant, yes.
and the township's portion will be what
It's-
percentage?
yes, but it's, I think it's like 5%.
I thought 5, but I'm not sure.
I think it's 5 for the whole thing, yeah.
Township will pay 5%. Do I have a second?
A second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Hunter,
Yes.
trustee Good.
Yes.
And the only other thing I have, where are we at with our HSA accounts? Do we have any paperwork, or do we have anything scheduled for them to come in? Where are we? at?
Well, I thought you guys was all previously given all that information from CME and everybody was supposed to set up their accounts. She provided me a list. There's a couple of people that have not set up their account yet, but. And then I previously told you that I've set it up with ADP if anybody wants deductions out of their paycheck, but I haven't received anything from anybody, so.
Okay, do we have a form or something that,
I was thinking that Randy had mentioned that you guys, don't you already have a form just authorizing us to take money out of the pay check
okay,
in those packets you normally have?
well,
We don't have something, it'd be very.
Well, not
creative.
specifically to CME, but don't you have kind of, it's like
yeah,
you fill out
we
the,
have some stuff, but what, probably, well, why don't I contact CME and they can come in and educate people on how that whole process works too for their HSA. That
And we
way,
do not have any money put in any accounts yet.
No.
okay, but
I
at
don't
least
know
if,
that we've even decided on amounts.
We
is that
haven't.
correct?
Right,
No.
so we
And
might,
that's
So right-
something to come up.
so right now we're just set up if somebody wants it taken out of their own personal wages.
okay,
So, and I have been working with them, like, I use myself as a dummy case to a trial case in case there was a glitch. So it did come out of ADP, tax deferred. And then I've been working with CME and I'm on my third person because I had to deal with different people's setup and whatever. So now I'm into the financial end. And I've been dealing with her. I did submit the payment that I withheld from my check to CME, but like some of the agencies that we deal with, like when I pay payroll taxes to the state, through the state, and I do deferred comp that way, they have their system set up to where I could go in and give them our banking information. And then when I pay it, I go directly to their site and I pay it ACH and transfer the money or schedule the payment and then it gets transferred. CME told me they do not have that set capability. But so what I did was I went in Fifth Third's Bank and I did pay CME X number of dollars. And so I'm working with her on that. Right now, by doing that, they will, Fifth Third actually, the representative told me, they're actually sending a check to CME for the amount. CME gave me an Excel reporting form.
Okay.
My computer will not do Excel. So I have to use my old computer if I can get it to boot up, to get in there to use the Excel. So I did that. I've listed all the people that they gave me, because everybody had to set up their own account personally.
Right.
I had to get the account number from CME. So I went through on that Excel sheet. I listed everybody's name that's eligible to have an account. If I didn't have a number for them, I just left the account number blank, but their name is on that sheet. Everybody that had an account number, that's on there. And that's the reporting form I will be using when I'm transmitting to them. I did get a hold of the representative from Fifth Third, and he said that I would need to go into the branch to see about setting up an ACH account with CME through Fifth Third. I relayed that information back to the gal I'm currently dealing with at CME. And she said, thank you for the below information. It was my pleasure to assist you. I will let you know when we receive the check from Fifth Third. As for funding the deposits, we will do whatever works best for you. We're working on implementing FedNow service. I don't know when that will be, but it may be something that you may be able to utilize in the future, something to consider when talking with Fifth Third. That's kind of where it's at. So,
Okay,
I mean, I've gone as far as I know to do, so.
okay.
And I mean, if anybody wants to start having it taken out of their paycheck, that's kind of the process that'll be used for right now until I get with Fifth Third and see if they offer something. There will be a charge for that service for them to do that. So that'll be another thing I'll look at. So, and I will keep in mind what she said about CME's trying to come up with something different.
Okay, all right, well, I'll now be able to let everybody know where we're at, come up with a form, so if people want to start earmarking money, they can do that, so. All right, I think that's all I got.
The old business. Put it under new business that we have this letter to send to the parks in support of a grant they're trying to get to purchase 122 acres on Alpert Road. So, park. Did we do that last meeting?
My mind's blank, sorry. I don't know if you did, you talked about it, but I don't know if you did a resolution for that.
Don't think we did. Okay, I will make resolution 59 to send a letter of support to Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Fund in support of Columbus and Franklin County Metro Parks applying for a grant from them to acquire property in Pleasant Township, a 122 acre piece on Alkira Road. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee Good?
Yes.
Any other new business?
I have a letter that I would like to read into the minutes of the township meeting. It's not very often that you run across a person that goes over and beyond what's expected of them, but I'd like to read this letter. This letter is for Deputy Dan Atkins. We are writing this letter to express our appreciation for the outstanding service you provide to this township. Your problem-solving skills, your initiative, and your responsiveness are truly commendable. During a recent incident involving a threatening dispute between two neighbors, you swiftly and effectively assessed the situation. Your approach and quick thinking demonstrated a high level of professionalism and dedication to your duty. Your commitment to serving this township is truly inspiring, and we are fortunate to have an exceptional service. Your service reflects a great credit upon yourself and to your department. Thank you for your service. Your dedication to the public safety and community does not go unnoticed. Sincerely, Pleasant Township Trustees, Nancy Hunter, Ed Sheets, Randy Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got a copy for you, and we're going to send one to Sheriff Baldwin.
I don't know if you were here the night we had a problem with a piece of property. He went in the parking lot and called and had it taken care of before the meeting was over. I missed it. So we thank you very much.
Because you guys, definitely, you guys, presence.
Okay, announcements. Our special meeting that we called for Thursday with, to go into an executive session with legal counsel and the mediator for contract negotiations is changed from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That will be this Thursday. Okay, any other announcements?
Okay, I think I forwarded the copies of these emails back to you guys on, Randy had sent me, said contract management from Aetna. I had forwarded it to Tony, to see what that was and what we should do about it. And he responded, and again, I think I copied all you guys on that, those emails. He said it is a stop loss renewal contract, and for this new plan year, and it does need to be e-signed. I went back and looked on what Randy had forwarded to me. The original went to Randy, and on down through there, it said, if you need to delegate this document to an authorized party for signature, please do not forward this email. Instead, click here to delegate. And this document's available until July 22nd, which was yesterday. So I was not able to print that out, what needs signed. So I don't know. You guys want to make a resolution to get that signed, and then we'll have to figure out how to get a copy of it.
I'll make resolution 60. Before I do, is that something we always have had?
I don't ever remember it, but then I was never that involved with the insurance.
Do you know about? I know that's stop loss.
So that's why I sent it to Tony, because I didn't know what it
He
was.
said to sign it.
Yeah,
I was able to pull it up, so if we can.
Can you sign it now?
yeah. He just said, this is your stop loss renewal contract for this new plan year. It needs to be e-signed.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
I think.
I'll make resolution 60 to have Randy sign the stop loss form for the insurance. Do I have a second? Make it quick before she signs it.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets, Trustee Hunter,
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Now you can say it.
Taken care of.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so that's why I asked Tony.
I was wondering if it would go through since it was the 22nd. Sometimes they stop on that.
Right.
Got that taken care of.
Okay, just kind of an FYI, I did send the budget in to the county. And when I sent it in, I had asked her, of the gal that handles all that, I said, is there a better and more updated format that you can direct me to for in the future? For a form, because those forms are pretty outdated or old. And the response was, the old forms that you're using are the prescribed forms from the state of Ohio. And she said, I am attaching a couple of forms that another township has used that are Excel spreadsheets. So she sent me those and I pulled them up, and it's the exact same format that we send in. We still have to put the 2 previous years' information and whatever the current year is, and then the projections for next year. So it's, like I said, it looks better than those forms that we do, but it's the exact same information, the exact same format. So
Well, if we did them in Excel, it would save you from having to rewrite all that stuff every time we have to do it.
when it changes every time.
I know, but you
Yeah.
can just copy it and
Right. But
look it
yeah,
over instead of having to rewrite.
well, it would just be the one column, but yeah. So. Because everything else is going to change. So, but I just wanted to make you guys aware that I did check on trying to see if there was something a little bit more modern than what we were doing. Let's see here. I think that we might need to maybe ask somebody, Jim Organ or somebody, to come out and talk to you guys about that HRA accounts. Because last meeting I mentioned that we had at least one employee that was showing that the money that, based on the information that I get, it looked like he had exceeded that amount. And I think I copied you guys, but then once the emails started going back and forth, I don't know if you guys are still on that thread or not. But when I sent in the request to have them look at him and verify whether or not those amounts were right, and if he had exceeded, can they tell me what's going on there? And also, if he has exceeded it, to please put a freeze on there. Courtney, the one person that mainly handles that, she had responded and said, hold on a minute, sorry. She had responded and said that they did not earn any wellness credits. And so therefore, if they hadn't earned any, like originally when it was set up, when we were going to do HRA accounts, if they were family coverage, we were going to pay up to $6,000 of their deductible amount for them. And then if they went through, earned the wellness credits, they could earn up to, the township would pay an additional $2,000 on their deductible. And then last year when we renewed insurance, it was agreed that we would pay an additional up to $800 out of their out-of-pocket expense. So the maximum that they should have gotten, if they did the without any credit, should have been $6,800. With the if they earned all the wellness credits, then the township would pay up to a maximum of $8,800. Or at least that was always my understanding, okay? So the information I gave you last meeting, the one employee at that point it was showing that he had spent $9,000 some dollars. So when Courtney said he hadn't earned any credits, I had sent her back another email saying, well, if he didn't earn any credits, then the most the township should have paid on his behalf would have been $6,800, not $8,800 plus. I did not get a response from her. And sometimes when you're responding to emails, then you'll get an email and they'll say they're out of the office, and if there's an issue, you can reach out to another person. So in the meantime, I did reach out to another person at that agency, and her response was, way to be on top of things, appreciate you. This participant has no funds left in his account, so he's not able to use his card, nor can any claims be approved or paid out. The $8,800 allotted is all that could be and was just disperse. But if Courtney said he didn't earn any credits, then it should only been 6,800. So I'm thinking that there's some kind of big confusion somewhere. I've tried to get information from them before to try to explain to me how they're coming up with what their figures are and what they're paying out based on what our understanding was that they were authorized to pay out. So I'm thinking just with the current one, unless they can give better explanation that they are paying out more money than we were ever authorizing them to pay out. So I think that all needs to be looked at. And again, I sent her a list of all the charges that I had for this one particular person and asked her to explain it. And that was, I haven't had a response from her. So like I said, I don't know what you guys want to do about that. But I think all of this HRA expenses needs to be sorted out before we make any final commitment to be putting money in those HSA accounts. Because if they've already been overpaid, I just think we need to look at all the money.
Can you, do you want to call Jim Morgan, see if we can have a meeting with him or you talk to him and
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't exactly know. I mean, I know what we're talking about, but I don't know if I have everything to be able to have a intelligent conversation about it. But I can certainly give him a call. I mean, maybe he can come out and lay it out.
Well, I mean, we had agreed that,
I know we agreed. I'm just. saying,
okay,
I
but
don't
I'm
have
just saying,
Stuff.
okay, but I'm just saying those are the amounts. So at this point in time, I think they need to go back and look at every employee's and say, this is what the max was without wellness credits. This is, and like, I don't get any of that information on wellness credits. I've asked for it, but I don't get any of that. So I get very limited information from them. So, I mean, the only thing I can tell you is what the amounts are, which I already gave you guys last meeting, like through June, what the paperwork that I get from them that I had totaled up for each employee. But I've asked them in the past to try to explain how they come up with the amounts that they're paying out. And I kind of hit a roadblock, so.
I could give him a call if you want me to. I mean, he might have an easy explanation. It might be carryovers from your before.
Well, and that's, I had asked them that, and then how does that work if it's carries over? But the same individual had spent 10,000 and some dollars last year. And then now we're already up to almost another 10. And so even with wellness credits, I said the max should have been 8,800. So I don't know. I just,
My understanding, we're paying them to manage that, right, and oversee that.
Right, and so I guess we need to talk to him and get a figure.
I mean, because the only thing I get, which is what I've showed you before, is after the first of the month, I get the previous month's that printout where charges were made, the employee's name and an amount. And then that's where I use that to tally up for each individual employee. So that's all I get. And like I said, I've asked for more detailed information before and it's not coming, but I'm just
We probably
thinking.
won't get it since
Why?
we left them.
I'm not,
I,
and I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I'm not real crazy about holding up, moving forward. I mean, we made this change with like, what, 8 days left before we just made a change. And we're nearly 2 months in and we haven't even put any money on their
Right, I
accounts.
agree with
I
holding it up.
Right.
We've got to figure it out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we
well,
probably-
I'm just saying if somebody's already exceeded and been reimbursed well over what they were entitled to, and then some of those people are, a lot of those people that are in the higher level have already reached the new maximum. So they wouldn't even be having any medical bills for the rest of the year. So I just think it all needs to be looked at. and figure it out, so. And I'm thinking that if they have allowed people to be reimbursed or spend a lot more money than they were ever authorized to do, that's probably why we jumped from 2022 to 23 by $40,000 between the 2 years. I mean, it was an increase of at 40,000, so. Something strange is going on, and I've tried to get it clarified, and so I don't, at this point, I don't know what else to
Well, if
do.
we get a meeting set up with Jim Morgan, and you feel.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's getting to the point where emails are probably just making things more confused, and maybe a sit down face to face.
I think so. too.
Present your case, present your numbers. Sometimes emailing just doesn't get it, so.
Yep, that's fine. Well, like I said,
It may not, because we don't work.
I sent pretty detailed emails.
You gave us a list.
Yeah, with dates and everything, and so, like I said. It's a lot of money. This last year was $110,000 that we spent. So I just think it needs to be looked into. Okay. Let's see what it was. Okay. Most everything I have is just newsletter types things. Franklin County Soil and Water. Board of Zoning Appeals had a meeting July 15th. Rural Zoning had one scheduled for the 18th, but it was canceled. Tech Review Committee at the county had one scheduled for tomorrow, and it was canceled. And like I said, pretty much everything else I got is just newsletters type information. So that's all I have.
We have no speaker sheets. Do you have anything you want to say?
Have you guys ever considered some type of PA system? We are straining to hear anything that she's saying is very, very, you know, some kind of speaker system. I mean, we're sitting relatively close. I don't know if you can
We've had them before,
hear it.
but years ago they had, yeah, for everybody, but
We just did them at Prairie, and I think they took about 1.5 years to come in, and were like $16,000 or something crazy.
yeah.
That or y'all talk
We
loud.
can, I was gonna say, we
Wow.
can hell of a
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, we did have microphones for everybody, but I
can
don't know
check
if they
with
got
John.
tossed or
He's got
whatever.
a Solution that might be not quite,
So elaborate.
yeah.
I
Maybe
apologize, but older age is trying to hear stuff and understand stuff and
Too many sirens.
I'm sorry. Too many sirens? No, it was a freaking school bus. 3 months worth on a school bus. I didn't know how loud it was. I had perfect hearing when I was done with the fire department. 3 months on a school. Well, that's my 2 cents.
All right. Okay. Hearing nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We want to open those bids.
Yes, let's, okay. Before we adjourn, we'll open the.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah. Everybody
Thanks for
does.
coming. I of all people should not have a problem talking loud because I'm so used to it.
Don't mother.
I talked to Todd and I'll say, you don't have to yell.
All right, so we received 4 sealed bids. First one is from NDS and out of Michigan. And their total cost for their bid appears to be $18,270. The next one is from Memorial Hospital of Union County. Looks like they've so their total is 18,963, and then they have additional services that they line items that are in there. So both those were for NFPA 1582 physicals. Third one. Not third one. It's only 3 of them.
You could give us 2 figures.
This is for BioCare out of Michigan. It's a company out of Michigan again. And again, this is for 1582 physicals.
What place called them?
BioCare.
Ohio.
BioCare. And their total cost is $14,155, and then they add $2,500 for travel. So that's where we're at on those 3 bids. So we'll look at them and compare them and see if they're apples to apples. Go from there.
But since that was grant money, these are quite a bit lower.
Yes,
Can you use the balance of that for something else?
I have to follow up with that because there's some additional things that we can get on that. I got to find out if they included cancer screening in there, because there's other places there's some places we've already looked into that does free skin cancer screening for firefighters that we're putting out. And then there's another company at OSU that does cancer screening too. So I'll compare and see where we're at with all 3 of them. If they all match up, go from there.
Is that it?
That's it.
We can adjourn?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee Bennett?
Yes.
Hey, Paula, did you get Cody's paperwork that I sent you?
I did not,
You did not? Okay, I thought I put that in there, so I'll get you.
unless it's in the stuff you just put in there. It wasn't in there last night. So
Okay.
unless it's,
I thought I put it in there before, but I will get that to you.
I'll follow.
And then, Paul Holden
Thank you.
on child support. Do you have anything on him for child support?
we used to have. Let me try thinking here. If it's the one I'm thinking of, which I think it Holden.
Yes.
Okay. Originally, he had child support withheld through the state of Ohio,
Do you want a copy of
and
this?
then they stopped it. And then they withheld it through Florida.
I've got one for Paula.
Okay,
I've got,
And they stopped.
I'll make me a Nancy one.
Okay.
make 2.
So I don't start it.
Send this to Dallas Baldwin.
I don't start it unless I get official paperwork. and I don't
Get that
stop it
stuff out.
until I get official paperwork from them.
Okay, I'll let him know because he said they sent something to the employer in June 11th.
Right?
No, I didn't get it.
So, okay.
Like I said, but that was, I don't, I think that was maybe either all last year.
Well, I know he
Right.
had something and then it was stopped, but I'll follow.
We started it, we got a withhold order from the state of Ohio. There was some confusion, like the amounts, I think initially, like they had said withhold this number and then it got changed or something, I can't remember right off the hand. But that was the state of Ohio, and then I got a thing that said terminate it. And I got a thing from Florida said start it. We did Florida a handful of times, and then I got from Florida that said stop it, so
Okay,
I haven't heard anything since.
okay, I'll follow. And then Cody's stuff wasn't in there, so I know.
Let me look. It wasn't in what I got. It's not- No,
It should have been in one previous, because I think I left.
nope, I emptied them.
I guess I'll get that for you.
Okay, nope, I don't have Cody's stuff.